Howdy everyone, I'm Corey with Art's Really Cool. Today is the video of paintings really cool. So today, if you couldn't tell, was a little different from the intro. We're filming in advance, and so I don't really know where this video will fall, so I can't say what number it will be myself, but Adrian has the ability to put in a number. I wanted to expand on my eye series that I've been doing. I've got that rainbow one, the color shift, the one I just made that was reflective of my eye, and today I'm going to do a blue version. The inspiration for the blue version is one, well, I love blue eyes, they're fantastic, but I'm going to talk about a hike that I've made many times with many people and by myself to a lake in Montana. It's called Mystic Lake, so anybody, I'm sure nobody watches from Montana, but if you do, you'll know the lake. It's a really beautiful hike. I love making it. It's a few miles up and a few miles back. If I remember right, the first time I did the hike, I don't know if we made it all the ways. I was really young with my dad and brothers. My mom couldn't go because she couldn't walk very well back then. And the hike is not for the faint of heart. Like, it's not super easy. And I swear I was 10 maybe, and I was super hyper all the time, so I feel like my dad was just hoping I'd fall, and then he would be one child less and, and have one less mouth to feed. Probably not. My dad kind of liked me. Well, again, I was really hyper. It's kind of an annoying child. The view that you get once you make it to the top, if you push through, is just phenomenal. I cannot remember being, like I said, being that I was so young. And my memory is just not as great as it used to be. We had to stop, and we may have had to stop because of me. Like, I may have got too tired, or my eldest brother got too tired. It's fuzzy. It's a fuzzy memory, but I don't think we made it to the top. I had it's a very fond memory for me of the journey. I just don't have, like, the memory kind of stops partway and gets fuzzy, as I'm sure many people have memories that do that. If so, leave it in the comments below. That's what Adrian would say. Put it in the comments! I just really, it's just a fun memory for me, right? So I wanted to go do the hike again on my own at one point. And so I went out there, and you have to go basically to summer. Like, there's a few months you can do this hike because otherwise there's snow. Even in May, there'll be snow, so much snow that you can't do the hike. And I'll talk about that while I'm painting. But when I went this first time, it required a lot of pushing through, and the trail, it's not like a trail where you would walk through the woods or something where it's like been defined, there's edges, there's nothing growing there, right? This turns into literally just rocks that you start to walk one way and you're like, is this the right way? And then you see and you're like, I'm just gonna turn. And you're just hoping you're going the right way. I've done it, like I said, a handful of times. I love it. I love the hike. So what I'm doing is another eyeball. All right, 16-inch diameter canvas, round canvas. And then I've got a billion different colors. I may not use them all, but I've got a light blue. This is Artist Loft light blue, metallic blue, Master Touch Pearlized dark blue, Artist Loft Ultramarine, Amsterdam Manganese blue, FolkArt blue quartz, Artist Loft metallic white. And then I'll have an Artist Loft metallic black for the center, for the little iris. And then I will make concentric circles, basically. Oh, and this is actually Amsterdam silver. Artist Loft, how do I mix them up? This is Artist Loft silver. I will be using the metallic white in between each one to create definition and contrast, and then make it pop a little bit more. I want to speckle the silver throughout, just like little droplets around, so hopefully little bits pop through, because a lot of blue eyeballs, in my opinion, have like little flecks of different color. And it's not necessarily just going to be like my color wheel was, or more like my color shift one was, where it went from dark to light or light to dark, depending on which one you're looking at. I'm going to probably just do different tones in the same circle pencil at different points. I'm going to try and keep it a little bit thinner lines because I always go a little bit too thick on these eyes and they kind of take over. And I'm going to try and stop a little bit sooner and put more of almost like a runner on the edge so I can blow the paint into that and not just lose it all on the edge. And then that will give, I'm planning for white, that'll give a nice white ring. I think that's all I've got to tell you for now. With the magic of editing, I'm gonna be standing. Oh, and now I'm standing. So I'm gonna do the iris again. I'm gonna try and make it a little smaller. I'm gonna try to make it a little, even condiments, I always pick them up and I'm like, but I'm gonna try to make the iris a little smaller too. I'm not very good at keeping that to a reasonable size. As you can see in the other videos, like my rainbow one, like giant, and a little goes a long way. Done, hopefully. And got just a little bit of sky blue, so I'm gonna add some light blue. Add some of this. And again, I'm gonna try and keep it a thinner layer. Add some manganese on this side. And then I'll continue this with the different colors. When I would hike Mystic by myself, so you have to drive very far to get to it. It's without service, so like you're really isolated. It can be kind of intimidating, but it's also really, you know, they joke in movies and whatnot about how like going off the grid or going offline, you felt so free and like you could do whatever. And it's kind of true, at least in my experience. Like on these hikes, it was just me and nature. Occasionally you'd pass somebody. So the first time I did it, I think I was going through a difficult time and wanted to just kind of get away from everybody. So I decided, you know what, I haven't done that hike since my dad took us, and because I couldn't remember the end, I want to go see what it looks like. And so I went to hike and started hiking and hiking and hiking some more. So I made my way out there thinking that I was lost because like I said, it's like in the midst of nowhere. While I was hiking, I kind of got to just stop and think and take, some really cool pictures. It's a really pretty hike, and it made me feel like your problems aren't as big as you think they are, right? So to you, in the moment when you're thinking of a problem, it is your everything. It consumes your world. It makes you feel like there is nothing else going on and it will never get better. Or some people, I myself do feel that way a lot of times. I'm better about it now. But while I was out there and I was taking those photos and seeing the view, which I have some of those photos, I will give them to Adrian so he can upload them. But while I was out there and seeing all of that, I just felt kind of like at peace. Like, those problems suck, but they're gonna be gone soon, or I know how to solve them. I just have to take the steps or whatever. And it was really, sounds grandiose, but life-changing. Like to just have that peace of mind and be able to see the world for what it was. But, sorry, I'm trying to not put the same colors next to each other too much, and I try to talk and think, and that's why my story is bouncing all over. Oh, when I got to the top, the view was definitely worth it. Like I said, I couldn't remember if I had actually seen the peak or not. There's so much more to hike. Like you can go 20 more miles past this lake, but when you get to the top of the original hike, like I couldn't remember if I'd seen it, and it was worth that trek for sure. I'm pretty sure I did it in tennis shoes because I didn't have hiking shoes in the moment, and I'm a smart person. This was in like August when I did it. And so then later on, I went to go in May, like late May. I was like, oh, the winter will be over. It will be fine. The winter was not over. So I got there, it was beautiful at the base, and I could see up to the top. I thought I saw a little bit of snow, but it's fine. I was like, no worries, I can trek through that. Like I'm a big, strong boy. And so it was nice temperature. It was just a nice day. And I get up like halfway and it is basically no path. The little path that there was originally is like fully gone, fully covered with snow. And I'm like, no, I got this. I know I remember it. I can do it. And so I keep going because I'm gonna make it through. And then I get up probably to where I can't see down past the snow and I can't see the top. And so I'm like, I'm just gonna slip and fall and die because this is on rocks. Like it's not, again, it's not ground like a trail in a forest. It's literal rocks. And so I was like, but I can't give up. I have to be strong. I have to push through. So I kept going a little bit further, and then I came to my senses and was like, oh, I've totally not been putting white. I'm gonna do it towards the end. I was like, no, let's not die out where nobody will find me until, you know, come hiking season. I did it a few more times randomly and really enjoyed it. I think I did it with a couple friends once, enjoyed that too. And then after I met Adrian and I wanted to take him back to kind of experience my life, where I grew up and meet my family and whatnot, he wanted to do outdoorsy things. So I took him there because I'm like, this is beautiful. I love this place. I was like, let's do this. And I told them, I was like, it's a pretty serious hike compared to, like, because we'd gone on hikes before and they were nice, but they were not very hard or anything. And I told him, I was like, this is kind of like mid-level hike. Like, it's not like some hikes, but it's not a walk in the park. And he's like, no, we got it. And so we're doing it. And Adrian's in pretty good shape. Cardio is not his favorite thing, but he's pretty in shape. And he was going faster than me. And I'm like, I mean, I'm not in my prime, the days that I hiked this before, so I'm like, I don't know if I can keep this pace up. And so we would switch who was in the lead so that we would, you know, be able to toggle, and we kept pausing, and Adrian was like, are we almost there? Like, he was getting like frustrated, like not like mad or anything, but just like exasperated, maybe a better word. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I know it takes a while, but they don't have any signage there that says 30 minutes from the top or 2 miles away or whatever. But we stopped and we talked about it for a minute, and Adrian was like, I don't want to quit because I'm, you know, it's like a challenge with Adrian. If you challenge him, he's gonna do whatever you challenge. He's very committed to that. But we pushed forward, and thank God it was only like 15 more minutes or something like that. And we made it to the top, and Adrian's mind was blowneth away. It was exactly, in my opinion, what I described, maybe a little better from how he reacted. We got to watch somebody walking on, there's like, they're not railroad tracks, but they're like delivery, like cars with the supplies and stuff, because there's a dam. That's really, the lake is a dam. We got to watch somebody walking on the tracks, which was kind of like, we don't think he's supposed to be doing that, because it did look like he was just like a random dude just walking. How do you even get there? But that was pretty cool. That was fun. That was a really good one. And going down, we were like going super fast, but also like felt like we were going to die. We stopped and had our little snacks when we got to the top, because we were good hikers. We brought backpacks and snacks and water, and we were good. Now I'm gonna do one last row of blue, and then I'm gonna do white and pluck my silver. That sounded bang. I'm very disappointed in myself for forgetting to do the white. Yeah, maybe that will be everything I needed it to be. And this pearlized dark blue that I'm putting down right now dries a dark blue. Like it, I mean, right now it kind of looks like a blackish gray color, but it dyes dark blue. Dries, not dyes. I'm gonna try and put each color around the edge. All right, time for the flicks of the silver drops. I think that's enough. Let's see what happens, y'all. Oh yeah. No, I thought, thank gosh Adrian was here. I'm gonna fill this out with white. Not fully, but a large amount. This is gonna make it so when I blow the paint out, it's going to not kind of get stuck, like it'll wisp its way out like I want it to. If I were to leave it like this, because there's so much canvas I'm leaving exposed, it would basically just get stuck really quick and I would never get a complete coverage, which would disappoint me and everyone watching. Hi everyone. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna show you it wet. I think I like it. The pupil is, at first was a little bad. Adrian gave me suggestion to pop out a little bit on this side to make it match, and so then it popped out everywhere, and now it makes sense to me. And I know somebody, well, I don't know them, but I know of somebody who has like this concept going on with their eye, and I think it's blue. But I love how the outside has all the cell action. Some of the inner circles also have some cell action. I think I would have liked maybe putting the white in between, like a thin layer of white in between in the beginning, but I'm not upset that I didn't. I'll be very interested to see what this is like when it dries, especially because this little section right here is a pearlized dark blue, because this is the tube of it. So like it's definitely blue, but really dark blue. And this looks like a grayish, blackish situation. This right here should all be dark blue. It'll transform in my head the look of this piece once that's added. And now the dance break. Whoa! Alright, so here is my blue eye. Looks pretty cool, I think. I like the different shades that you can see here, like this kind of purpley blue. All the cells that happen around the edge. I've noticed that a lot of my eyes that I've been painting get the cell action, and to Adrian's point, a lot of it's probably due to the metallic white that I put at the end now for Runner. I really enjoy like these cells that I got inside that have different colors. It's pretty cool. And then this odd little bit of white right here, kind of outlining part of the pupil, is pretty cool to me. It kind of almost creates like a little bit of a face. Like if you remember in Jumanji when that little boy was turning into a monkey, he had that kind of like a nose and then this mouth and face. It looks like him. Anyways, this is the eyeball, the blue one to be specific. Hope you liked it. See you later.